Hi! For today's video, I thought it would be fun to try and make an intro for my YouTube videos because if you guys have been watching for a while, you know I kind of like intros. I've tried recreating them in the past that other people have done, but I've never really sat down and made one like for my channel in general. Like I have the Playing with Fire one, but it's kind of too much. I just want a simple cinematic intro for my vlogs that takes like a couple seconds I can play at the beginning of each of them. So that's what we're gonna do today. And if you're watching this and you're like, I wanna make a cinematic intro too, stick around because I'm gonna go through that entire process. When you clicked on this video and it said cinematic intro or something along those lines, what even does that mean? I don't know. There's a couple different criteria I wanna keep in mind when I make this intro. I want it to be short and not extremely distracting. I want it to include a lot of like cinematic cool footage, and I just want it to look a little bit professional, but like not too much because that's not my brand. Gotta stay on brand. I guess the third criteria is just make it look cool. The reason why I want to make one is because when I watch some of my favorite YouTubers, it's honestly kind of cool to be able to track the different intros they use because it almost like marks different times of their content or their journeys. Speaking of my previous intros, why don't we do a little bit of a history lesson before we get started, and I'll show you some of my earlier intros just to maybe get a little inspiration of what not to do. Okay, here's the first intro I made. I remember I made this in Keynote on my computer. After Effects was, I probably didn't even know what that it was at this point. This is March of 2016. Oh my god. Beautiful! I don't know if I'll be able to one-up that now. Why did I just go from rocks to a wood background? I don't understand. That's like the curse of all creative work is at the time you think it's so cool and then 2 years later you're like, what was I thinking? That happens all the time. I think we should be able to one-up those a little bit. So I think the things I need to figure out are how long I want it to be, but that might depend on the song. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is choose a song and then kind of form the entire thing around that. So let's do that first. The amount of time I've been going for is kind of like 10 seconds because I don't want it to be too long. I still kind of need some sort of melody in the actual song. So here's the song I have so far. Yeah, I used the song, I think it's called Thunderbird by Oi, the king of epidemic sound. And I wanted it to end with like a good transition sound, so like that's a good way to end and like transition into the rest of the video, and then the beginning is... It's fine. I spliced up two parts of this song from completely different areas, and the cool thing with Epidemic Sound is you have the option to download the songs as stems, so it's very easy to... It was a lot easier to make the transitions in between the different parts because I was able to like stop the drums at some point to make it a little bit more seamless. If you want to try Epidemic, you can use a link in the description for a 30-day trial. Subtle plug. But yeah, so step one, music is now complete. Honestly, it's probably one of the hardest parts because it's so important when shaping the rest of what it's going to be like. Oh my god, look how cute my dogs are. Boop. They're both deaf and old, they can't hear me anymore. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Next step is visuals. So I think what I'm gonna do now, if you don't have like cinematic footage that you can use, you can always go out and shoot some, obviously, but I think I'm going to rely on my backlog of content that I already have. This guy should have enough stuff that I can use for this video to kind of put together a cool cinematic sequence, and then we'll go from there. Hello. Last time I caught up with you guys, I had just finished the music and I had put in all the footage into the sequence, timed it correctly. Yeah. The next step is to add some cool like overlays or transitions, glitches, whatever, to kind of spice it up and make it a little bit more interesting. So what I decided to do was to go into After Effects. I literally spent way too long making these cool graphics, animating them all, and it took me like a nice 12 hours of being in After Effects, so I'm just kidding, I didn't do that myself. I got them from the sponsor of today's video, which is Storyblocks. When I was thinking of making this video idea, and I was trying to think of like how I was gonna make it cool with all these transitions and stuff, the first thing I thought about using was Storyblocks, because I knew that they had After Effects templates as well as a bunch of stock footage and sound effects. So it kind of just made perfect sense to incorporate them into this video because it's literally what I was going to use anyway. I think the After Effects template that I used really upped the quality of the intro and brought it all together without me having to put in a ton of work and like do that myself, because that would have taken way more than 12 hours, probably more like 80. And you can use any of this stuff anywhere, whether that's for commercial work or for your YouTube channel, which is super convenient. But it's just so easy that they have so much high quality stuff that you can pick from. Even in this intro that you'll see soon, the drone clip in the footage that I chose from is from Storyblocks, just because I didn't have that sort of footage, so it was super convenient to be able to just look up like beach aerials and get a clip that I liked. It's just a great resource to have if you're a content creator, filmmaker, freelancer, whatever. It's a great way to instantly up the production quality of your content without having to sacrifice on budget. So yeah, I highly recommend it. If you guys haven't checked out Storyblocks yet, I will have a link in the description where you can go try it out. If you want to make a cinematic intro yourself, this is literally the perfect opportunity to go try it out because it really just kind of brings it to the next level. But segueing out of that sponsored moment of this video, I wouldn't be making a video if it wasn't possible to do without the sponsor getting involved. So you can still do this by yourself, obviously, whether you just put text on the screen or if you want to put in your own transitions. Okay, I'm going to show you now how I did it pretty quickly. Hold on, let me turn around this light so you guys can actually see. Oh, maybe I should address the giant hole in the painting on my background. It's not important. I got a little carried away, let's just put it that way. It's so bright. Anyway, I'm gonna get into what I did specifically with After Effects. While I was editing it, I wrote down some notes to remind myself. So I wrote down cute light leak, which I didn't even end up using anyway, so. And then I wrote down, it sounds like my computer is turning into the devil. That was pretty useless, okay? It is possessed, I am convinced. You know when you just get kind of in the flow state and you don't even realize how much time's going by or anything, and then I thought I had written more notes than that, but apparently I didn't, so cool. So yeah, it kind of took me a while to actually understand what was happening and try and get the timing correct. This is kind of what showed up when I first opened the After Effects file from Storyblocks. Obviously it didn't say my name, I changed that, but they just kind of give you like a bunch of options. There's basically just like a ton of different options within each pack, and then you can choose and customize the ones that you like. So I chose this first one. I'm not gonna go into this too much because I don't want to bore you guys with all the technicalities. Divided into like all the pieces in After Effects if you want to delete some stuff. I'm pretty sure I got rid of some extra like lines and stuff that were floating around because I just thought it was too much. So yeah, it wasn't that complicated once I got it done. It was just a matter of exporting correctly, which I also didn't do properly because I exported in 60 frames and then it was completely off and I was like, what's wrong with it? And actually I needed to export it in 24 because that's what's showing at anyway. So quickly to recap the 3 main steps of creating a cinematic intro. So first it's creating a short music sequence, then it's dropping footage over that, so choosing what you want the visuals to be, and then 3, it's spicing it up with graphics or transitions. But yeah, that's kind of the entire process, and I know some of you are probably like, Audrey, just show us already, and fine. It's very short, so it's not gonna last that long, but I hope you like my new intro. What did you think? I thought it was pretty spicy. Making an intro for your vlogs or videos, it's not necessary, but it's definitely nice to have, and honestly, it just helps with the continuity, making it seem a little bit more put together, I guess. I don't know, just fun. if you like this video, instead of giving it a thumbs up, I mean, you could do that as well, but you could also share this with a creator friend of yours who might be interested in making a video for their stuff and want to up the production quality on their channel as well. That could be fun. Tag me in it. I want to see it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next Tuesday with another new video. Bye!